This is Alix with an I.
And this is Jess Cans.
And you're listening to
Inside the Makeup Bag, where we remove the makeup,
Cut the filter,
and expose the naked truth
about the beauty industry.
Let's get into it.
Zip! Welcome to episode 7. Wait, this is episode 7?
Oh my God, no 8.
I thought this was 8. Okay, so welcome to episode 8. Today's episode is all about bridal beauty. And to talk about this topic with us, we have the lovely Caroline Mujica.
Thanks, Caroline, for being here. Woo! We're so happy to have you. So Caroline is not only a good friend of mine, but she's also an incredibly talented self-taught makeup artist, which I think is really cool. She's built her bridal business from scratch, all on her own. And she's also a self-taught hairstylist too.
Wow.
She isn't afraid to invest in herself, whether it's taking masterclasses to learn how to be a better makeup artist or a better hairstylist, or paying for systems and processes for her beauty business to keep it streamlined. So we're super happy to have you. Thanks for joining us, Caroline. We are happy to talk to you about bridal.
Yes.
I'm excited to be here. It's my first podcast, guys.
Woo, we popped your cherry.
Yes.
We're popping a lot of cherries.
Popping cherries left and right.
Yeah.
Finger popping each other's assholes.
Yeah.
Remember that for 21 Jump Street?
I know what you're talking about.
Literally Jessica's favorite quote.
With that finger popping each other's assholes.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
sorry. You know,
Great.
anytime I can say more than once.
Okay, let's loosen Caroline up and get her into the mood.
Loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey.
Okay. We're going to play this or that. And yeah, Alex, you want to start?
Yeah. All right. This is a weird one, but I'm just going to go for it.
Okay.
Washing your hair or dry shampoo?
Washing my hair. Oh, I love washing my hair. The after.
Okay.
What about you?
For sure, washing my hair. I'd much rather wash my hair than put dry shampoo in it because I hate the way it makes me feel. It makes me feel way dirtier.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I do have a
wash my
recommendation for dry shampoo for you.
Yeah.
Do it. Well, wait, let me
yeah,
answer,
go
I
yours.
guess. Also, washing my hair. I mean, dry shampoo is pointless. However, when I straighten my hair, when I wear my hair straight, I love dry shampoo. I'm like, keep it straight forever.
Yeah, because you take the time to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, I could have my hair straight for a whole week.
Yeah.
But then I do feel disgusting.
Okay, so I feel the same way with dry shampoo. I love dry shampoo because it does the job, but then like day 2 or 3, I used to call it like scalp itch, where you're like looking like a crackhead. You know, you're like, oh my God, I'm so itchy. All right. The Olaplex dry shampoo truly is detoxifying and you never get itchy scalp. Like literally, I didn't know it was from my dry shampoo. I thought it was just something like being dirty, you know? But
You are dirty.
like, you know, being like, oh, I didn't wash my hair. This is normal. But I switched. Game changer. The Olaplex one, yeah.
No, I have had dry shampoos that make me itchy.
Yeah.
So I've experienced that.
And
I was
like you could
definitely
feel it
the
in
dry
your
shampoo.
hair.
Mhm.
I never get that feeling with Olaplex.
Mhm.
I switched since August and I never.
Especially the first day that you use it because I do have itchy scalp anyway. Like, girl, I'm a dandruff girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I like to wash my
You look
hair
good.
off. Thank you. You can't tell.
Never seen a flake of skin on your shoulder?
Thank you. See, I hide it well. But honestly,
like, hey,
I literally
eyelash.
will look at my shoulders and be like,
No, you look good.
if it's like a bad
Dandruff
case,
looks
you
good
know.
on you.
Thank you. When it's like super deep in a winter, it gets like really dry. Because I'm just a dry person. But
Yeah,
I
same.
did notice that depending on the dry shampoo, you can get itchy. So
Yeah. And the Olaplex one is also like refreshing and cooling when you put it. It's
Okay.
really cool, actually.
like that.
And I've loved to use dry shampoo. I love washing my hair more, but I'm a dry shampoo junkie. Like this head is greasy. So
yeah.
yeah, try it out for sure.
Okay. Jess?
Okay. This is gonna be hard. I already know because I don't even know what I'm gonna say. But this or that, setting spray or setting powder.
I was-
And when I say setting
I was
powder,
almost going to ask.
it doesn't have to be like a translucent, like, you know, like I don't set my face with
Just
translucent.
any sort of
like
powder.
any powder to finish or setting spray. So powder or spray.
Oh, that sucks for me because I don't like powder and I don't necessarily need spray. But I think I'll go with, if asking Alex a year ago, setting spray. Alex now, actually powder, which is crazy because I don't use powder because I'm a dry girl.
It's because you found your powder.
I found my powder. I did. It's
Oh,
the
what's your
Kosas,
powder?
the Kosas one. I
wow.
love it.
Mhm.
And I have done it with a brush. I've done it with a powder puff. I've done it with a sponge. I actually love it most with a with a puff, which is like, I feel more mattifying and I like
But
it
it works
more.
into your
Yeah,
skin.
it just like presses. I don't know. I really like it. And I see the difference like on camera. I'm like, it does look better to not be shiny everywhere. But I'm so dry that I just want to
look like
be dipped in oil
like a glazed
all the
donut.
time. Yeah. What about you, Caroline?
I'm going to go with the same thing, powder. I used to be a spray girl. I'd be like, like that sound of the Fix Plus is just engraved in my mind. I like it to melt the powder, right? But I actually, to finish my personal makeup, I'm going to do the powder. And then I'm going to skip the spray because I forgot anyway because I look great. So, but it is always when you find your powder that you're just like, I'm cool here. I don't need to add a spray. Because then my mascara or like my lashes will decurl. Like, you have to like cover the eyes. And I'm just like, I don't have time
your
for that.
hair.
Yeah.
I also find that setting spray is such a new technique. So maybe it's because I have been doing makeup for quite some time. I'm not super old in the game. Like, of course, like there's people who have much more experience than me, but I think we were taught powder. Setting spray was never like a thing.
Yeah.
And especially working for NARS, it was like you press it in with your hands, then you set with the powder, then you do this, then you do that. And you do so many things that it's like, this shit isn't moving.
I would have to say powder. But I do love a setting. I do them both. I like them both. Because the thing is, what powder can't do that a setting spray does is a setting spray, while yes, you can mold it and push it in with the powder, your setting spray almost like marries it together.
Yeah.
You could instantly see the finished wear on your face when you have a wear in a good way when you have a setting spray. It's like this instant, like
100%.
everything becomes one.
It looks like you did it an hour ago. Your makeup,
in a good
nice.
way. Yeah, like, and it just but for me, yes, I would choose powder, for sure. And I am not a powder like junk. Like, now I'm not like if I found my powder kind of person.
Yeah.
I use any powder. I guess
but
I'm
you're
lucky.
oily too.
Yeah.
So
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Are you not oily?
But you know what?
No,
I didn't dabble into powders until I was a dry girl. Because for me, I was just like, nothing's going to make me matte. No matter what, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to look super dewy and greasy or whatever. So I was like, there's no point. And back then I did use spray to like fix everything or put everything together, like finish it. And now that I'm dry, I just have to like embrace this matte that I have now because there's no way around it. Like I'm not going to be dewy anymore, throughout the day. Like it's just going to be matte.
But I also feel like powder will not keep me matte. Like, I'll still get.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why when
reapply.
I used to be oily, there was no powder that was going to keep me
Oh,
matte.
okay.
But now that I'm
you're
dry, it's like, okay, well, now I can appreciate a good powder.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about in your kit?
I don't skip either way.
No,
yeah, like all my clients, right?
Yeah, why would
all
you?
my clients, I have to melt the powders together with the spray, with the Fix Plus. I have different sprays, you know what I mean? Like I have the Fix Plus and then I have the finishing spray, whether it be Scandinavia or the Cryolen.
Yeah.
But on myself, just the powder is fine.
I will say during Halloween setting spray, like when I'm doing like crazy makeup, I use I don't even know the name of it actually. I would have to look it up. It's a white can. It's an aerosol can, but it makes everything waterproof, like actually waterproof, not like bullshit, like one size.
Like a sealant.
It's waterproof.
It's a
like
sealant.
It's actually a sealant.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that during Halloween. And like, I mean, I've done some crazy makeups and they do not move.
Yeah.
So during Halloween or anything.
Not even when blood's dripped on you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. You drip the blood and then you seal it.
And then I seal it. I'm like, don't go anywhere. No, that one I was just so soaking wet walking around. But yeah, I think for like more extreme or like stage makeup or when I used to be a dancer and stuff like that, spray. Because like nothing is allowed to move. I don't want my lips to go anywhere.
I'm like,
Yeah.
But that's
And
what I
it
feel
smells
about
good.
bridal. I'm like, I don't want anything to move throughout the day because like
you're not
the
gonna
less
be
they
there.
can touch up, the better.
Yeah.
That they need to touch up, the
Right.
better. Yeah.
True.
okay. You have one for us?
I do. Tinted moisturizer or tinted sunscreen? Because tinted sunscreen I feel like is like a new thing. So I'm gonna let you guys
Tinted moisturizer.
Tinted moisturizer.
tinted sunscreen.
Wow. What's a tinted sunscreen to you? What?
So think Tower 28. That's a tinted sunscreen. Think Nude Sticks. They have like 5 different shades. And I'm telling you, it's basically the tinted moisturizer, and I just rather have the higher SPF than a 15 SPF.
Wait, so you're saying
From a
any tinted moisturizer that has an SPF in it is considered a tinted SPF to you?
Absolutely not.
Because
So-
NARS is SPF 30.
Right. So
Tower
that,
28 is SPF 35. I consider that a tinted moisturizer. I use that every day.
I think it just depends, right? So like, I think they just recently started labeling things tinted sunscreen
okay.
versus tinted moisturizer. And I think that just the consistency is a bit different. So when I think tinted sunscreen, something a little bit thicker, like the Tower 28 or like the Nude Sticks one, which I love.
Okay.
NARS is a little bit more fluid,
Okay.
right?
I wonder what the... Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the different types of sunscreen that they, or
Right.
ingredient to make it sunscreen, if they use something different. But I personally love that good zinc oxide, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my tinted sunscreen, you know what I mean?
So like Supergoop kind of idea. 'Cause
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
like
they
the
would be a
one-
Like
tinted.
glow screen?
no,
that would be a
they have
tinted.
like a CC one, and I think
Oh,
that
okay.
would be more on my level of like what I like. But I don't like glow screen to me is just like a
Glowy.
highlighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
same.
not like, you know, like something that you would.
It's just pretty
Put under your
to make your
foundation,
skin
yeah.
glowy underneath. Yeah.
But I do use that as a sunscreen, just like,
Yeah.
you know, with no makeup on. It's not.
Because Tower 28 is my absolute favorite tinted moisturizer or tinted sunscreen that
Mhm.
I've ever used in my life. I
What
can't...
does Tower,
amazing.
What does Tower 28 call it? Do they call it a tinted,
tinted
sunscreen or a tinted
sunscreen.
moisturizer?
They call it a
Is the
tinted
name on the
sunscreen.
thing tinted sunscreen?
Mhm.
Wow.
I feel like...
I think that's why
Yeah.
I came up with that this or that, because I was
Right.
like, wait,
You're like, what's the...
you know? And so, but I noticed that when I am talking to clients at Sephora, they are like, what's the difference? And I'm just like, I think just
Honestly?
the ingredient, honestly. And then you do there's a lot of tinted moisturizers, which now they've upped their SPF levels, whereas back in the day it was like 15% or
Right,
15
15,
SPF,
yeah.
whatever.
But there really is nothing more higher than 20%. It's like more gimmicky.
Mhm.
The percentage difference is like so minute
Yeah.
that anything over 15 and 20 is truly
Like...
marketing.
Right,
Yeah.
but because then people were like, SPF in your makeup is not enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People
Mhm.
started saying that, and I'm just like, okay, well, I think SPF 30, if you market it that way, I think that's enough, and it feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
enough, and it has protected me
Yeah.
very well.
Mhm.
So
My
like,
face doesn't burn.
I'm cool with SPF 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Even
gonna do-
honestly, SPF like 20, 15.
Yeah.
you're
but
good
I think people said, I think everything comes down to marketing, right?
for sure.
Like I feel like they were like, "Oh, that's not good because it's just in your makeup. You need this in your skincare
Yeah,
too."
it's
Because they
just
want you
to
to buy
add more.
everything.
Yeah. Well,
it's
yeah.
business. Yeah.
I think that the changing the name to tinted sunscreen is also that.
A
for
marketing.
sure, it's
because
marketing.
then it's...
But now I want to
'cause
like go and see.
'cause
I know you say good things about Tower 20. I just never
I'm
touched
obsessed.
it.
I
but yeah.
love Tower 28.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I
if
never
they
touched-
hire me, seriously, you guys.
No, seriously.
They have
Send
a
me
job
product.
I know.
Tower
Okay,
28.
I applied. They have a person in their market that like works for
Oh.
them full time that I think they're gonna.
Oh, really?
But
I've
I did
never
apply.
seen- Oh, you good.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with that brand, and I emailed the person on LinkedIn. I was
I
like, "Oh, I
love
love your
that.
brand."
Okay, now I'm gonna go see and I'm gonna compare it
It's
to one of my
like-
favorite tinted moisturizers.
I think if you're, because their whole thing is like sensitive skin.
Mm.
So I'm a sensitive skin girl. Like I'm eczema prone. So that to me just like sucked me right in. And I didn't hear about them at all when I first tried the tinted sunscreen. And I bought that. I was like sold. And I loved it ever since. Like it is a little bit thick.
That's crazy.
I
I never
like
knew
that,
But it's
though.
it's a
good
tinted
because it just
sunscreen. I'm
settles
gonna
into
check
the
that out.
skin. It settles into the skin so nicely,
I'm
and I
wearing
feel
it
like
right
I'm
now.
well protected. It has good coverage. Like forget your foundation. Just
Yeah.
use the tinted
I'm not a
sunscreen.
really foundation person anyway. I'll
Yeah.
try it out. I
Yeah.
mean, right now I just have powder on. I don't have any.
It's really
liquid.
nice. I'm obsessed. I also find it to be like extra dewy. Like it's really glowy. Even when I powder it, I'm still glowy like through it. But yeah, I do think they're kind of like, oh, like tinted moisturizer. What is that? We're going to have a
Yeah.
tinted SPF because SPF is the focus of this
Yeah.
product and it just switches the mindset. But I
Mhm.
feel like it's probably the same
And I
thing.
So
feel
really, I
like
asked
an
a trick
newborn.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really,
gotta
but
think
who
it.
knows? We'll have to look more into it. But
I know.
my,
I want to.
my gut is
up.
telling me that it's just a rebranding of something that already
I
exists.
agree. I feel like that too.
You know.
Mhm.
Okay, but
But
now
for
I'm
me,
excited to
like
look.
it really is. For me, just like as a person who's looking at them in different I guess, lights.
Consistencies.
Consistency is
It's
everything.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the consistency is, you think, thinner or thicker?
Thicker.
I like thicker. For me, a tinted sunscreen is something thicker, like the Tower 28 or the Nude Sticks, that is going to give me something close to a sheer foundation coverage.
Nude Sticks calls it a tinted.
I believe so. Yeah, it's called sunscreen. It's not tinted
Wow.
moisturizer. Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look into it.
Wow. Look at that.
You learned something new every
Sure.
Something new.
All right. Well,
Wow.
now that we're all loosey-goosey,
I need more.
let's
I
get
need
into
to loosen up.
let's get into the bridal business. And really let Caroline shine on what she does best. So, first of all, this is you.
Oh, before I start, I just want to say your makeup is gorgeous. I've been looking at it since you've been talking. It's catching my eye.
Yes, I catch
Right? I'm just like mesmerized.
I did my makeup for you guys, you know.
Ooh, we like it.
Thank you.
So how long have you been doing makeup? Bridal makeup or just makeup?
Just makeup.
I want to say 14 years, and this is actually kind of funny because I the first time I became a makeup artist was in high school because they made me head of the makeup department, and so it was my duty to apply eyeliner on every single person.
Makeup department for what?
Oh, sorry, theater.
Oh,
I was
cool.
in theater. I was a theater geek. Did I not say that? Sorry.
That's
In
cute.
my mind, I said it.
Yeah.
So I was a theater geek in high school, and I didn't really want to do any of the acting or the stage stuff because, you know, I'm actually like kind of shy, and, you know, just doing that in front of the whole school was just like not for me. Just here and there, you know, little appearances. But it was my duty to apply eyeliner on every single person. And that's where I really practiced my cat eye skills because every single girl wanted a wing liner. And so I practiced that like no other. So now I can do a wing liner like it's the back of my, like, what is it?
Like it's the back of my hand.
Like it's the back of my hand. I was like, that
You
doesn't
do it
make
with your
sense.
eyes closed.
You know, exactly. There
I
you
mean,
go.
but no, probably not. But
So that's where I consider like the start of my makeup career because it was hard. It was like 100 people. It was like a lot of people. It felt like 100 people. There was a lot of people that I had to do eyeliner on. And so, and I was head of the makeup department. So
wow. Yeah. When I was growing up, I was in charge of doing my makeup for like dance. And then because I could put on lashes somehow, because my mom went to cosmetology school. So like she knew a little bit about makeup, you know, and I would do lashes, and then it just turned into me putting lashes on everybody. So I can put lashes on like it's nothing.
Go.
And then in high school, I ended up doing makeup, even though the whole time I was like, I'm going to be a dancer. I'm going to be a dancer. I'm going to be a dancer.
Whoa.
But in reality, I was doing my cousin's makeup. I was
Yeah.
doing everyone's makeup in the school plays. I was also in theater. Any show that I was in, any dance competition, I was doing makeup. So
the makeup artist of your
I guess
friends
my whole
group.
life.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my thing
Your
to
whole direction. I know.
30 years.
My first like makeup thing was this thing called pizzazz. It was like these makeup things that you like screw on.
Oh,
Like,
I
it
know
was-
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I do
like back in the
not.
day, like elementary school, and I was like still love doing it. So yeah,
That's cute.
That's
But
fun.
like my first face was my sister. So shout out to my sister. She was my first awful client, my first everything. So officially, I want to say that's back, I guess fast forward to a year later where I was like always grounded. And so I didn't get let out, but my sister would always go clubbing. And so she always had me do her makeup. Like, because she was just too tired to do it. You know, she had to take a little micro nap before going clubbing. And I would do her makeup while she was like
God, how
asleep
funny.
or just
That's
like
awesome.
moving and doing a bunch of stuff at the same time. So shout out to my sister
Wow,
for
cool.
being
Your
teaching
guinea
me.
pig.
Yeah, being my
Cool.
guinea pig. Yeah. Mhm.
Why bridal makeup? Like there's so many avenues for doing makeup, and you chose bridal.
I think I'm just like, I love the fast pace of it, and I love the importance. I love how I play a key role in somebody's very important day.
Mm.
That's really what like reeled me in, because I love intimate moments with people. I love anything that has to do with intention. And I feel like when you are somebody's makeup artist for their wedding day, it's so intentional, and you really do have to think about them. And just that person, like that's their day. They're the main, the main character, and you're really doing something special for them that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. Like you're setting them the tone for the day, like with your personality and like your attitude and just the way that you make them feel with like the makeup application, like everything. I don't know. I just love it.
Yeah, I love that.
I can get, more in detail about it, but I just truly
The whole
love
being
it.
part. Yeah, that's beautiful. And like
Love the experience.
that's something that you want your makeup artist to feel if they're doing your bridal makeup. You know
They
what I
wanna be
mean?
so into
You want
it.
that passion of like, I like love what I'm doing, you know? I just feel like you'll connect to them better.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Instead of somebody who's like, why the fuck am I awake at 4 a.m. for you?
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I was that makeup artist, but I banged out some really good fucking makeups. Like my bridal makeup looked good. I hated bridal, so I give you a lot of credit because it is a very lucrative industry, but also there's some bride like Zillas. But honestly, it was for me, side note, we'll get to the next question after this, but you guys tell me who's your worst. I don't know if you want to say because you still do bridal makeup.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always the mother of the groom would be like, I guess because it was like the bride and the bride's mother, and they would be like very demanding to make sure they look good. Like, and I was like, oh my God, like nobody should care more than the bride, but it was always the bride, the groom's mother that was like the most annoying. Not all the time, but a lot of the time I'm like, oh, what the hell is it with the boys' mothers? God.
It's always the mothers. For me, it's been both sides,
Yeah.
like I've experienced it with the mother of the bride or the mother of the groom. And like the way that people, I let them handle it themselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get involved. But like when I do step in, when I feel like they're just like hovering over me to like pull the attention away from the bride. And I'm just like, no, like go wait over there for a second. Because like it'll be when they want to touch up.
Right.
And I'm like in the middle of the bride's makeup. And I'm like, no. This is her time. I will do you at the very end.
Yeah.
If I have time. Like I
like
will
back
put
up.
them in their place in the kindest way possible. But, I just make it clear that it's like really not their time.
Yeah. Well, that's very professional of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just because you're not professional. Jess.
I am professional.
Okay.
I'm sternly, I'm a very professional person.
Okay. Next question.
Alex, don't play me. I am very professional. Bitchy professional, but I'm very professional. When I was a manager, you could call, but you could never get me in trouble because I will corporately be clear. Okay. What made you start dipping your toe into the hair space? Have you had any issues with not being licensed doing hair?
No. So in the state of California, I believe in just the state of California, as long as you're not coloring or cutting, you are good.
Okay.
Right. And then, obviously, I feel like being very clean and sanitary is almost like common sense. Like, you just don't want that liability. You know what I mean? Like, just make sure that every single tool that you use in between each client is super clean, super fresh, and you're just taking the time to make sure that it's all sanitized, because you would want that to be done for yourself, right? So I always put myself in everybody's shoes and I keep everything clean. But I've never had an issue. I think the only issue is recreating something complicated that somebody's asking. And the reason why I actually dipped my toes into hairstyling is because I had so many clients being like, hey, do you do hair as well? And I just got tired of like being like, no, I don't,
Yeah.
So I was like, why not? Like, if I'm really going to hone into bridal, why not just learn how to do hairstyling, whether it's just like really honing in on one hairstyle or like being really good at one. So for me, it started off with Hollywood waves, which was a very sought after hairstyle for brides for a really long time. It still is. And then I kind of just like practiced and learned how to do some boho waves. I did take a class from somebody called Touch of Rose, at Touch of Rose on Instagram. She's super great. I think her name is Brittany, all the way in San Diego. So I drove all the way over there to learn from her. She's awesome if you ever get a chance to check her out. And then Styled by Daisy, she's the one that taught me how to do Hollywood waves. And actually, funny that you mention it is she was a very played a key role in me going into bridal. So the first bride that I did when I came back to makeup, because I took some time off and did, I had a marketing job. But I left that, and the first bride that I had was my sister. And on the day of her wedding, I was like, I'm only going to do your makeup, my mom's makeup, and my makeup. I'm not gonna have time to do everybody. She had 14 bridesmaids.
Holy.
Yeah.
So she brought in a glam squad. It was this really talented makeup artist. Her name is Heavenly Davina, and on Instagram, and she's amazing at makeup. Like, love the way she does her makeup. Oh, I've also taken a class from her. But I met Daisy that day, and she's just like the kindest person. And I literally took the opportunity, and I was like, hey, I do makeup. You just saw I did these, my mom, my sister. And she referred so many clients to me that's almost why I like ended up in bridal to begin with.
That's great.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
cool.
Yeah.
You learn from your peers, and I learned how to do Hollywood waves from her. And then she started kind of also being like, are you ever going to learn like how to do hair? And I'm like, maybe. And so that's kind of how I ended up there too.
That's cool.
Yeah. Everything just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's fun.
That's awesome.
That is cool. I could never do hair for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to stop by
I
it?
could never.
Oh, I have a piece of
You
hair
don't know
here.
the don't.
No,
even.
I don't.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
don't know about
God.
her phobe?
No, tell me.
Wow. All right. I feel like we've talked about it on the show.
We did.
but-
It's my favorite topic.
Oh my God.
What?
I hate it.
I cleaned out my brush today, and I
Ew,
was like my
stop.
hairbrush. When you pull all the hair out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking
can't do
about?
hair.
Yes, I do fucking know.
Like
what
when
you're
all the,
talking-
like,
Yes,
hair
I
is,
know what
like-
you're talking about.
I had no idea about this. It's an
Yeah.
ick. It's an icky.
I mean, it's more than an ick. I literally cannot stand hair that is not attached to the head that's longer, that's human, that's longer than like, I don't know, 3 inches, 4 inches. Once it gets to a certain
So, like,
length or
your
longer,
length there.
I can't. No, even shorter than mine. I can't
Really?
handle. But like, literally, it doesn't matter if it's mine, doesn't matter if it's yours, doesn't matter anything. When like, people have like a hair stuck to their like
Sweater.
Sweater. It like,
It's like my favorite
I can't
thing.
look at
Over
them.
here,
I
like-
can't.
Oh,
I
like this.
can't handle it. Stop it. It's so disgusting.
What is it that grosses you out? Like,
No
it's
idea. It's just disgusting.
Does it gross you out when you like have to take all that hair
Stop
from
it.
the drain?
Oh my God. Don't even fucking talk about the drain, Jessica. God, she wants me to like have a fit on this show. It's awful. I have gotten a lot better because when I moved to LA when I was 19, I had a carpet
Yeah.
in my in my studio apartment, and I was vacuuming. This is gonna take a lot for me to tell the story. I was vacuuming and it wasn't vacuuming anymore. I was like, I don't understand, why is this vacuum not working? I flip it over, you can't even see the bristles. You can't even see the bristles. There's no bristles. It looks like little dots because it's wrapped so thick with
the
hair.
Mhm.
My hair from vacuuming. I called my mom, not joking. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, my vacuum is vacuuming. And I was like, I just need your support. Like, I have to cut it out of my vacuum.
Mhm.
So I literally gave my vacuum a haircut,
Mhm.
and I'm like cutting through this hair, and then I have to
To
pull
pull
it
it.
out.
It's gross, and I don't even
God.
have that phobia.
And yeah, shower things like that. Like, I think we just had this conversation. That's why I can't take showers at like hot 8 because I don't want to wash my hair because when it's loose, I have a system at my house. Like, I have something that catches the hair in the drain. I used to put it on the wall, which really I would have like
It
a
would trigger you too.
whole issue while I'm taking my shower because I could see it. But I got better, right?
Even
I
your
worked
own
on
hair?
I worked
Like, I know
on
the
it.
vacuum, but I didn't know
Yeah.
like in the shower.
I got better. I worked on it, but now I have a drain that catches the hair. So after I'm done with my shower, I take the biggest wad of toilet paper I can take and I clean it out and I throw it away. And it's like a
you
quick,
just don't look at it.
like
touch it or
it's
anything.
quick and I can't touch it and I can't look at it. I have to like pretend like I'm not doing it, just like, and
Wow.
So, yeah, I
I'm
could
learning
never do
something
hair.
new about you. That's
I
cool.
can never do hair. It drives me.
But what about
Crazy.
that time when you were like, let's just do the hair?
When?
One time we were gonna take a gig, and you're like, we'll just fake it and we'll do the hair.
I
What about
do
those times?
hair.
I
Like, I
know.
do light hair and I hate it.
That is so
It's absolutely
funny.
awful. Yeah, it's the worst.
So the
No,
whole
I
time
can
you're
never.
like,
Yeah, I try.
have to throw up.
It depends. Like, I kind of zone out and I'm like, it's okay. This is a wig.
So you
or
like gotta
something. Like, I
talk
just,
talk
like,
yourself into
mhm.
it.
The whole time I'm like, this is awful.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give you credit for doing hair. Just
Yeah.
in general, like I used to do like touch-up hair. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, okay, I could do this, whatever,
Yeah.
but it just was never my forte. So.
It's always girl, fake it till you make it. That's literally, somebody told me that, and I was like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing this my whole life.
I'm actually good at styling hair. Like I'm very like I understand it. But you gotta pay me a lot. But a lot of jobs are like hair and makeup, and I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I get through
because it's usually like quick grooming.
Yeah,
it's not bridal
it's
makeup.
usually that would be different because you have to like brush through it. Nope. Anyways, what is the best way to book a makeup artist or hairstylist for events, in your opinion, like, or for you?
I want to say email them.
How do you get their email?
Through okay, I see what you're saying. So I feel like social media is like the best thing right now for any artist to promote themselves, but always like forward them to email, because you always want to have everything like in one place, and just like that back and forth on DM and email and then text and everything, it just gets really complicated. You know what I mean? So really promote yourself on socials. And make sure you provide email or like an inquiry form that goes to your email, or like a CRM that's going to make everything more organized for you. Because I guess having your own business, especially when it's like based on inquiries, organization is key. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I tried Wedding Wire, and I know we talked about this. Wedding Wire is such a scammy business, because they charge you so much money knowing damn well they don't get enough like inquiries for you to make up for that. So take it from me, don't use it. Don't do what I did. I did it for a year because you're locked into it for a year, but I just don't recommend it. It's way too much money for what it is.
But you do recommend setting up a system?
I do recommend setting up a CRM. My CRM, I use 17 Hats, and I love it because it allowed me to create templates of emails, and depending on where I'm at, well, from start to finish in the booking process, it's like automated email sent out to my clients.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it makes things so much easier.
Nice.
I don't forget any of the steps. Like, it literally has it out for me. Like, okay, like it's all laid out. Like, somebody inquires, it's like send out the invoice. I can edit the invoice. The invoice part, 5 minutes.
Wow, nice.
Whereas like in other times without 17 Hats, it's taking me like 30 minutes to an hour, and I'm just like looking over it like 100 times, because like I'm like super paranoid. But it's literally just like click and go, click and go, click and go.
Oh, nice.
And it makes it so easy. And I do love it because even though like, you know, as a person you evolve, right? So the way you communicate evolves too as you go. So if I see an email that I had created like a year ago, because that's when I created it, and I'm like, I don't talk like that, you know? So as I'm rereading it before I send it out, because I always proofread, I'll be like, let me just change this, and I can update the template as I go.
That's nice.
Cool. Like, I love that. And you can accept payment through there.
And this was 17 Hats?
17 Hats. You can connect it to like your Square reader, or like, you know, your Square, or your Stripe, or I think PayPal. You can connect it to like anything.
Is it a separate website, or you embed it in like your, like if you have like Squarespace or whatever?
You mean like the 17 Hats, like the inquiry form? So you embed the inquiry form
into your website
as a link into your website.
Oh, cool.
That's
It's great.
super easy.
Yeah.
And so then they just like, they submit their inquiry form, and that shows up to me like as an email, and then it goes into my system, and then I just like will send them an invoice.
So the best way to contact you would say, is go to your website. From like, if they see you on Instagram, click your website and follow the links there.
So on my website, I do have in my link in bio the inquiry form.
Okay.
Oh,
So if
I
you're a
love
bride,
that.
if you're a bride and you really just want to inquire, just go to my the link in my bio and click on bridal inquiry form. If you're because I also do use Acuity scheduling.
Oh, yeah.
And that's for like anything that's not bridal, because I don't really need to know all the details. You know what I mean? You just need a booking.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about 17 Hats is that it syncs both systems together.
Nice.
So I'll never be over, double
That's
booked.
great.
Yeah,
That's a great program.
And that's something that I lost sleep on. I didn't even know that it did that. But I did I was like, what am I going to do when I, when I launch this? Like, how am I going to sync them? But it just automatically did.
That's
and
great.
I was like,
Yes.
Yeah,
like, one
that's
less
so
thing I have to
nice.
worry
It's nice
about.
when it's like accidentally.
Yeah,
like,
I
easy.
was
You're like,
so
yeah.
relieved.
Nice. We
Yeah.
are not sponsored by 17 Hats, but
But
we
we
could
can
be.
be
But
17 Hats if you
17
wanted
Hats
to have an
sponsor me.
advertisement just inside the makeup bag. We got you.
Honestly.
We need sponsors.
Do you want to just go to this instead of that?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But this is kind of cool.
Okay, fine. Go.
Okay, if it applies. If you never did anything really crazy, we could like skip this one.
Yeah.
But what was the craziest makeup look you've got asked to do for a wedding? You know how some brides have like this, you have your typical bridal makeup,
Mhm.
but have you ever had anything that you're just
I got
like,
some.
what? This is what you're going to do for your wedding?
No. Thank God. Thank God. But I have had, I guess like something similar. Because I've experienced so many crazy things happening on a during a bridal party, but I have had those people that are so meticulous about every single little detail on their makeup, and they're just like, "This, can I touch this?
Yeah.
This is the mirror,"
I don't
and
know
they'll
what that
just be
is, but
like
yeah.
this, and they'll be like, "This wrinkle wasn't so like prominent before," and I'm
there's
like,
that.
"Yeah, well, that's setting
When you want to
powder."
stab him with a makeup brush.
And
Oh,
I'm like,
sorry.
that's setting powder, and if you want your makeup to last all day, you're gonna have to kind of let
Yeah.
it settle.
Yeah.
So you just have to explain to them. I allow people to have the mirror in their hand and tell me what they like. I let them pick the blush if they want to. I let them pick out their own lip color if they create their own concoction. Like I have to
Yeah.
obviously do it for them, but like I let them. Like I'm just super like easygoing about it. And so I think that's why I haven't had like a weird experience.
Well, not like weird experience. Like someone's like, I want to do smoky
Like
dark
purples
eye with
and-
like bright neon, like just a look. Like one time I did a 50s
Yeah.
theme makeup. Like they wanted all very
like
50s.
a retro,
Yeah,
like a
like,
winged
yeah.
liner and the red lip.
like very Marilyn, like very
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really fun.
No.
Oh my
For
God, I
some
did.
reason, they really just do the bridal. They stick to my bridal like looks on my
Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah.
I did one. It wasn't the bride though. It was like a mother of either the groom or the bride. And she was straight up like, I want to cut crease. And I was like, okay. She was like easily in her late 60s, early 70s. And no shade because like, hey, rocket
Yeah,
girl.
cut that
But
crease,
she was like, I
baby.
want to cut crease. I want smoky. I want a wing liner. I want lashes. And I want a dark lip. And I was like, okay. And just to make sure, as I always do, I pulled up pictures. I go, so this is a cut crease. She goes, yep.
Okay.
And I was like, all right. And I was like, this is the dark lip. And she was like, yeah. And I was like,
okay.
all right. And I was like, these are my lashes. She was like, those. And I was like, yeah, all right. So I
Mhm.
literally did a full cut crease. She was my first girl. So everybody out, and I was
Wants it.
assisting. No.
Oh.
Everybody was terrified.
Oh,
They sat down and they were like,
I get that.
I don't wear a lot of makeup.
And they're like,
I
"Please
used to
don't
love
cut crease."
I was like, oh,
You said
don't worry,
she set the tone for everybody else.
yeah, I
They're just
literally
like,
looked
"Oh,
at them and I was
no."
like, no, she asked for that. And they were like, oh, okay. And I was like, don't worry.
I love when I used to do weddings though, and like you would do one bridesmaid, and then everyone would be like, I want it just like that. I'm like, this is gonna be so easy. Sit in my chair because like you just, I
Yeah.
love that.
They're
Was
like,
like,
great.
Autopilot.
yes, and they're like,
I
oh,
love
I
that.
love that. I'm like,
Mhm.
boom,
Great, I'll
boom.
do that.
It was like it's always
that
the
too.
quickest when
Yeah.
you have them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
I was gonna
great.
say I
I
was
love
there.
that.
So funny.
Yeah.
No, it was the opposite.
Yes,
They were terrified.
50s would probably be the most. It was really cool. It was like very Marilyn, like her. It was really honestly one of my.
I did
favorite
have a bride
ones.
that wanted like a vampy dark lip. She wanted nothing on the
Yeah.
eye
And
and
that's
like a dark
fine.
lip, which was really
but that
pretty.
to me is not like
No,
out
that's
of
not
the norm.
crazy.
Yeah,
no, it's not crazy.
But I mean, it's only been like bridesmaids who are like, I want a super like
Yeah.
smoky shadow.
Yeah.
Bridesmaids
I'm gonna be
always,
hoochie coochie
Yeah.
mama
Yeah.
for this bride.
And
You're
I'm
like,
like,
all right.
that's fine as long as you look different from the bride and you're not
Yeah.
like overpowering.
Yeah,
like in your
exactly.
own way, like you could do whatever you want, but like don't get the same look as the bride.
Seriously.
On that note, actually, if I may,
Yeah.
you were talking about mothers of the groom. So I've had experiences where like like the groom's parents are separated, right?
Mhm.
And so like the groom's father will like show up and they'll be in the same building or whatever, and then if I hadn't gotten to the mother of the groom or of the groom yet, she'll like freak out and be like I need you to do my makeup now.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter who's sitting in my chair. They'll be
Right,
like, I need you to do my makeup now. And like in this instance, it was a bride.
I need
Oh my
to
God.
show him what
You
he
can't-
missed.
Yeah.
They're like,
literally.
you need to do my makeup now. And I'm just like,
No, sweetie.
No, like
You need to set the fuck
you need
down.
to calm down.
You had your opportunity. Obviously, your makeup wasn't good too at your wedding for your wedding, so you're divorced. So let this ride.
Yeah. And that was like the craziest thing for me. I was like, the audacity, you know, like I understand, like you want to make an impression on this person that probably like hurt you or whatever. I don't know what happened, but like you let the bride have her moment. Like don't, yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd add that.
That's funny.
In there.
Oh my God. That's funny. She's like frantic. What are 5 staples that every bride should have in their, like, should purchase for their own makeup if they're doing their own makeup for their, that was a really weird way to say that question. What are 5?
Let me just make this the longest question in the entire world.
What are 5 staples every bride should have if they're going to do their own makeup for their wedding?
If they're going to do their own makeup?
Yeah. And like product too. Like if you're like, you definitely need XYZ primer. Like, 5.
Okay. For primer, I would do the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm because it's just really good and it absorbs oil as well throughout the day so you don't get super oily. A really great foundation. What do I like?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to just be funny. Like 5 signatures, like you need
5 staples.
That I need?
No, I
mean, I get the bride, but that I would recommend.
Like, I need 5 things.
I'm going to ask what you need in your kit, but for like if I'm doing my own makeup, not a makeup artist, what are 5 things I cannot not have for my wedding day?
Okay. So it's always going to be a great primer that suits your skin, right? A good
So not the blurring balm?
No, definitely the blurring balm because you can even use that as foundation and I think that's great.
Okay.
Let's just say that even if that was just the base that you used. You need a great concealer. I personally love the NARS one, the Creamy Radiant Concealer. It's great for events because that could even just like, you know how they're doing like concealer makeup now? Yeah, totally. That's perfect. That's why the Yummy Skin is so versatile. Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. That's my powder. Okay. I love that powder. It can't go wrong. No flashback. Looks great on mature skin. That you need. A good pair of lashes. You cannot skip on the lashes.
Any recommendations of your faves?
I do love Pompadour by Kiss. I feel like it looks good on everybody.
Okay.
No matter the eye shape. But I do love a good flare at the end. So depending on your eye shape, obviously. Or flirty if you have like a hooded eye because it's like, one size. One length lash. But what else?
One more.
Last thing for the lip. You need a good long wearing lip liner. And I think...
Oh, you would recommend a long wearing lip liner.
Lip liner.
Love that.
Me too.
Because you could always just go over it with like a whatever gloss.
Yeah.
Anybody's
and
gloss.
It doesn't
you
get
forgot
like
your gloss? Yeah.
Nasty.
You forgot your gloss? Fine.
Yeah.
Somebody lets
As
you
long
borrow a
as
gloss, you put it in the center. It's fine and you look alive.
Yeah,
but a
as good
lip liner is going to be, there's a few that I can kind of throw out. The newest LA Girl.
I love LA Girl.
Dude, LA Girl.
That eyeliner, I'm obsessed with too.
Yeah. The Shockwave.
Yes.
And I think they have like a Shockwave lip liner.
Yes.
That's the one I'm talking about because it's so creamy, but it's like it lasts. Nude Sticks liner or lip stuff or eye stuff you could use for the lips too. So I've just kind of dabbled into that. It's super long wearing and transfer proof. So I think with like a gloss, but just a good lip liner.
Right.
So LA Girl, Nude Sticks. I've heard the Makeup by Mario ones are really long wearing.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
I'm a MAC girl though. I will never not have MAC liners in my. Yeah, they just make the best colors.
Yeah, they do have really beautiful colors.
No one on the planet will master those shades, and it's traditional. You can get a nice sharp point out of it, and I find it does. I'm literally wearing MAC lip liner
and then
all over my lips.
That's right. It's all about technique.
Yeah,
but those if you do want a cheaper one, the LA Girl, people be sleeping on LA Girl. Those liners, lip end, fire.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Those 5 for sure are because you put whatever blush on if you're doing your own makeup, whatever shadows you have at hand, as long as they're neutral. I feel like it's great.
So what are your 5 staples in your personal kit if they're different, or are those like your
similar? Okay, so for bridal, I love the NARS Soft Matte Foundation because especially for somebody if somebody has textured skin and no other foundation looks good on them, the Soft Matte Foundation is going to save the day. So It's going to make them look flawless. It's going to make them look matte. Airbrush, like in photos, they're going to look amazing. The Radiant Creamy Concealer also from NARS. Anything NARS. Just kidding. Anything NARS.
I do think NARS makes like incredibly
complexion. They have it down. They have it
Same.
down. They
agree.
really do.
I was gonna say I'm wearing their tinted, but I didn't put I just put powder on today. But I love their tinted.
Yeah.
Hourglass powders, whether it be the translucent powder that I've been raving about, or their mineral pressed powders, like their bronzers, their blushes, their highlights. You just get one of those palettes and you're set for your complexion. I feel like blush and highlight. Amazing. I do love those. I love the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. That's always really hard for me to say. I love those. They really do blur the skin, no matter what skin type you have. Like for you, it's Kosas. For me, it's that one to finish the skin.
Nice.
And then, something that it's another powder. Sorry. I'm like a really big fan of powders because if you learn how to use them and you use them correctly, they can really just change the game for you.
Yeah.
Maybelline Fit Me.
Wow.
Matte and poreless.
Really?
Yeah. I never thought that I would add like a drugstore brand to my kit, but it's in my kit.
Wow.
I just added it.
And it photographs great. It doesn't look cakey.
It's amazing. And
right.
I put it in there because I loved it on myself. And I used it for so long on myself that I was like, you know what? It's the one thing that I've actually like bought repeatedly. So I was like, let's just put it in my kit. And it really, really does it for me.
Wow. Yeah.
Last one?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, this one's pretty. Yeah. So what's what I'm going to combine two. What is the purpose of having a trial for hair and makeup for a wedding? And how long before your wedding do you actually recommend booking the trial?
I think that is very...
is it more for you or for the bride?
I think it goes both ways. And I do talk about this a lot, like on my social media when I really think about it. For me, because I'm very meticulous about, the leading to the day of. If I can play with your face before I see you on your wedding day, that gives me peace of mind because I know that I'm going in knowing what doesn't work for you and your skin type or something that like I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect for you. And it actually didn't work out. You know what I mean? Whether it be color, complexion, whatever it may be, like I lose sleep on this stuff. Okay. So if something's not working for you, I'm going to solve that problem in my mind before your wedding day. And so I'll show up on the wedding day and it's going to be fixed and you're going to look amazing. Okay. So it goes both ways. And then for brides, I think it's that trust that they gain from a trial.
Yeah.
It's like if they feel absolutely stunning, like when they leave the trial, they know for a fact that they're going to like love their makeup on their wedding day. And that's just going to set the tone for the day as well. Like they're going to be excited to get their makeup done. Yeah. They're not just going to see me and be like, oh, you like, they're not just tied into a contract because they're tied into a contract.
They're connected to you.
Get connected to me and they're expecting something wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love that.
So.
Want to do this one?
You think?
Yeah. Quick. This one's quick.
Yeah. What's the earliest you've had to wake up before a wedding, and what's the furthest you ever had to travel?
The earliest I've had to wake, and this I took Alix there.
Okay, I thought
3
it
in the
was
morning.
The one. Yeah.
I woke up at 3 in the morning.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And I picked Alix up at 4.
Yeah.
And we made our way down to San Diego. We went to Escondido.
Oh, I remember you. And you had to do something right after that, right?
No.
Oh no, that's
you were going to.
Oh,
and then it got canceled. So we were like, thank God.
Alix has like FOMO, so I wouldn't. She like,
but yeah, that was far. San Diego. We live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We woke up.
That's
at
like
3
2-3 hours depending on traffic.
And the way back sucked so badly.
We got there so fast, lickety split.
Yeah,
we were there super early. We had time to stop at Starbucks.
Yeah,
it took us 3.5.
Yeah, that sucks.
Plus hours to get home.
Yeah, and like when you wake up early, the drive back, I was like,
we were.
And I was like, and Alix and I, we weren't like as close as we were now. So like there was like an awkward silent moment. And I think it was because we were both like so tired and drained. And I was like, I didn't want her to think that I wasn't in control and I was like dozing off. So I didn't say anything, but I wanted to be like, Alex, like keep me up, you know?
Yeah. Keep me up. I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
You're like, take your eyes
I was
open.
like, please.
Yeah, that's early.
I don't think people
and
realize
far.
how early makeup artists wake up for their brides. Like
Yeah.
we're up getting ourselves ready. Like we don't just roll out of bed, you know?
Sometimes,
sometimes.
we do.
Yeah, I be rolling up out of bed.
Yeah.
But like I like to make it a thing to kind of get ready because sometimes you get those photos back from the photographer
Right,
that
and you're
got
like,
there
ugh.
before.
At least a cute outfit, you know what I mean?
Gosh.
Like don't wear no polka dot like flannel pajamas.
No. You can't get caught slipping.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
You're like, oh, I look like shit. And you're like, do you have any pictures of me doing makeup? You're like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
look. For me, it's always like
Yeah,
crusty.
it's always the double
I
chin.
always rest on my chin when
Same,
I'm
double
doing
chin
makeup.
for me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did
So
you come
funny.
from? Like,
But I think it's time we should grab a makeup wipe because we're about to spill this foundation.
okay.
I don't really have anything, but I did.
You don't?
No, but well, kind of. Okay. But I did finally look at the skincare. I saw it immediately after we recorded our last podcast. You were like, there's a new skincare brand called Matter of Fact. It's a K skincare. The founder is the formulator, blah, blah, blah. I thought I would love it. I did not love it.
I don't love it.
But
I mean,
wait,
I said on the
but
show,
let
yeah,
me say something. I swatched it. It was too sticky on my hand. I probably would enjoy it at night. Because who cares if it's sticky, if it's working and hydrating.
Yeah.
I was so impressed by the ingredient list. Did you flip it over?
I hated the way it felt. I didn't care what was in it, but yeah.
8 ingredients.
What is
Not
this called?
no lie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's new in Sephora. It's not at everyone. 8 ingredients. No, not.
That's it.
It was.
It wasn't
took
like a
me forever
paragraph.
to
And
find.
ingredients that felt like shit.
It took me. No, it didn't feel like shit. But it's
No, it
like
didn't.
it's definitely thicker.
They're thick.
I didn't like the way it finished on my hand, but I do find that it's probably extremely hydrating.
Mhm.
But it took me and a few other people a minute or two to find the ingredients because the way it was listed was like bold, big. Usually ingredients are small font. You can't see them. We were looking for a paragraph. It was literally just.
Well, I mean, that's cool that it's neat.
It's pretty cool. So I
mean, I don't like
I'm excited
it, but
to see how it'll
you should make
do.
a sample and try it. I don't
I know I should. I don't
It's
know.
very unique.
How many products do they have?
Like
Like
4.
5.
4?
Yeah,
Okay, they're
5.
babies. Okay.
Okay, so I don't think this is new, but I did see in one of my stores. It's not a new brand, but I was shocked to see this. One of the stores I went to, Cinema, whatchamacallit? Cinema Secrets. I'd never seen that in Sephora.
The cleaners?
Yeah.
Really?
It's always been there.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, the brush cleaner.
There was, like,
honestly
somewhere on
can't
the
stand that
bottom.
brush cleaner,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's
I
not my
like the
favorite
white
brush
one.
cleaner.
I don't like
but-
it.
I like the clear one because the blue one stains my
Yeah, the blue
brushes
one,
and I
no.
get
Yeah, I'm not
so
a
mad.
fan.
I'm
But-
like, why do
No,
they make
I
it?
was like, I took
why
a
is it
picture of that.
blue?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also I do have 2 palettes that one you purchased, which is on my list. The Danessa Myricks one, which I'll let you talk about briefly because everyone should go down and touch it. It is an investment. But also I really like the Huda grunge palette.
Oh.
Really?
It's
You know what?
new. It's nice.
she
and
does
actually, my
cute
friend
palette.
just bought it, and I was like, I love when my friends buy something that I want to buy because it's like
then you
we're
can play
friends.
with
Like
it.
you know what I mean? Like they're my people. They get me. They we're on the same palette. But then I could ask them how it was. But the grunge palette from Huda. By the way, it's pronounced Huda. When I applied for that job, that's how they say it.
Really?
Huda.
I don't like it.
Well, that's her name. So
I like who. It sounds like it sounds like you're just lazy to pick up your mouth.
Yeah.
Huda.
Interesting.
5
Good
interviews.
to know though.
Yeah.
Good to know though, because I hate mispronouncing names and then finding out later
For
that.
sure.
the
But
whole
when you
time I
say
was
it
the one.
Huda here, like everyone looks at you like Huda. I'm like, no,
like,
actually,
no,
I went
it's Huda.
to
Yeah.
an interview.
okay.
I went to another company, but
I
yeah,
don't
it's
like
the
that I've
Huda.
been mispronouncing it,
Yeah.
but I will now pronounce it right.
But your
Oh my God. Let me talk about the Danessa Lightwork palette.
Yes,
please.
ma'am.
Because I have the one that came out last year.
Mhm.
And the difference is it's all set out the same, but the difference is the 4 colors in the center that are in a bigger palette. In last year's were water activated and 1 color each. And I found even as an artist, it was hard to get the right ratio of water to powder to get the consistency of the shadow and the color
Especially
payoff
like
that
in
I
a-
wanted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This one, they're now all powder.
Mhm.
And the 4 middle ones are split in 2. So you get extra shades. So
Yeah.
there's more shades in this palette.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And it is
Beautiful.
so I bought it, immediately felt regret because I was like, I
Same,
don't have the
girl.
money for this.
It's $125.
It's $125. And I was like, and even with our discount, it was only $100. So I was like, I don't have the money for this.
It was
So I decided on a whim that I was going to write down the name of every single shade in that palette. And I was just going to randomly pick it up to pick shades to create my makeup looks. And that's how I was going to make it worth it. And honestly, I've been getting so much love from my content.
Love it.
Yeah,
I've been
really
like,
like-
you said every day and you missed a couple of days. I was like,
I took 2 days
Yeah,
off.
I was honestly
You don't take
disappointed
any
because
days
I was
off.
looking forward to
I
that.
took
Yeah,
2 days
you've
off
been
of
just
wearing
kidding.
makeup, but
No.
I did record this look. This is a random pick look. It was
It's
a
beautiful.
safer option, but you'll see why the colors I picked were like, oh, I was like, I don't need that right now. But I really love it, and it was worth every single penny. It
I'm
just
getting it.
swatches
No, I'm
beautifully.
buying it.
Yeah,
You have to get it.
I'm
So
getting it.
I had the same feeling of regret, like at checkout. Like I got warm. I was like, putting my because I don't have the tap and go on my card. My card's really old. I haven't lost it. So I was like warm. You know when
Yeah.
you're buying something and you're like, I shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt, and I was like, I walked out with my little bag. I was really excited to play with it, but I was like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
Like you're trying to
too.
budget, like you're
I-
really, really trying to save, but I don't regret it anymore because
No.
it makes me truly happy.
No,
Like,
yeah,
makes
I'm
me
getting it.
so
the
happy.
No, my mind is made up. I'm
powders
getting
are
it, but
amazing. They
Yeah.
they like
Yeah.
go.
They
They're
go
so
on, like,
pigmented.
beautiful.
They go
God.
on so beautifully.
They're so cool. You know what? One more thing, actually, what I'm obsessed with and what I bought during Sephora promo that I have to share with everybody. I bought all of the matte shades because I have shimmer shades of the Sephora brand pencil shadow cream.
I
stick
bought so many
shadows.
of their shadows. I
Stick
mean,
shadows.
stick shadows.
those
The
are so
twist up, the
good.
new one.
Yeah.
The matte shades.
Yeah.
I bought all of
I
them
bought
for
like
my
a
kit.
few. Those four liners
They're
are nice.
incredible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're these shadow sticks that are incredibly pigmented. The
Mhm.
color options are
They
wonderful.
reformulated, right? You said
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And
Oh my
so
God.
No, I bought so
affordable.
much
And
for
they're
the
so
Sephora, and
affordable.
it was 30% off.
Yeah,
I bought a
I
lot.
bought-
They
yeah.
had some nice
I
colors.
think I bought 10 shades.
I
think
bought
they're
regular
like
eyeliners too because
$14.
I was putting it on my
Yeah.
hand and the eyeliners didn't budge.
No.
the
They don't.
regular eyeliners.
Yeah.
And they have some sick, I
They
like
have
fun
really good
eyeliners.
colors.
And they have some really awesome colors.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bought 10 of those and they're super creamy, super pigmented, and they don't move and they're $14. So, and I got them
Sephora
at
collection
30%
is
off.
very slept on.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I got a whole kit of Sephora collection, I think I would be okay.
Yeah.
I would be
I
happy.
mean,
Agreed.
they're owned by LVMH.
Their
so,
powders are really good too,
yeah,
I heard.
like their mineralized
Yeah,
powder.
uh-huh.
Have you tried it?
Yeah,
Is it similar to the Cosas?
I've put it on my hand. I've never worn it on my face, so I can't give an actual.
I'll wait till you. let me
But
know.
yeah, people really like it. And then last thing, I'm teaching a makeup class in the Bay Area on November 30th, and at my mom's art studio. So this will be really fun. And if you live in the Bay Area, please come see me. I think tickets are $60. I don't know how many seats are left. I have to talk to my mom, but my best friend did do a giveaway for 2 tickets on IG. And actually we are only giving away 1 now because the other person the second winner lives too far.
Aw.
So I did want to announce the winner on here, and her name is, drum roll please.
Okay. Nothing like being prepared.
Okay. Evilise.
All right.
Evilise
is the
Evilise.
winner, and her Instagram name is ZZ at ZZILEVI. So
All
I don't know how to
right.
say that, but
Congratulations on
and I'll see you
winning.
at the makeup class.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yay.
I was Alex's model one time at the makeup class.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
It was fun, so I'm
She
excited.
does a good job, so she's
Yeah.
a good teacher.
She's an amazing teacher.
Aw,
You learn
thanks.
so much from Alex. I've learned so
Thanks.
much from Alex. So take her class.
I love it. Thanks, guys. But yeah, that'll be fun. And we got to wrap up. We got a few minutes left. We just want to say thank you, Caroline.
Yes, for
You
coming.
were so insightful. I hope that you guys learned a lot of things, at least if nothing else, about like product. I think we learned, even you and I were like, oh, wow,
yeah.
a couple times. So that's really cool.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Any
Hopping my chair.
last words?
Any last words? Hire me for your wedding.
Yes, I love the plug.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to do it?
So
You want me to do
make sure to follow us on IG and TikTok. You can follow me at Jess Cans, JESSCANZ as in zebra.
And I am at Alix JM, ALIXJM as in Mary, and then Caroline.
At Sweet Caroline Beauty.
Exactly. Spelled exactly how it sounds.
SWEETCAROLINEBEAUTY.
Wow. And then, of course, follow our page at Inside the Makeup Bag _
But more importantly,
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe YouTube. I was going to say Instagram, but no, YouTube, Spotify.
Please.
Subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. We have uploaded some reels. We'll be uploading more. So it's little teasers of the episodes that are out. So really, really word of mouth is awesome. And if you know anybody that does want to be sponsors for our show, we got good pricing. So holla at us.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe, please. We release new episodes every 2 weeks on Spotify and YouTube. And if you subscribe, you'll never miss out. So,
yeah. Who wants to miss out on this?
Caroline, will you zip with us?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready to pack up?
Ready to pack up this makeup bag?
Okay. You ready to pack up this makeup bag? Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
Zip.